just by speaking the Sanskrit language, does one get the benefit of doing pranayam? Yes, one does get the benefit of doing pranayam just by speaking the Sanskrit language. Healing is done just without one's knowing also. Let's see how. So when we see the kavarga, there is ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. So here when I say ka, so there is contraction of sound, there is minimum breath release which happens. And when I say kha, then kha has maximum breath release and it is expansion of the sound. So when I say ga, again it's like the third akshara of the kavarga, it's again like ka. So ga, so there is contraction. Ga is alpa pran, and then there is gha, that is the fourth alphabet in the kavarga. So here what happens is the sound is expanded. There is maximum breath release in gha when I say gha. So when I say ka and when I say kha, there is a difference of how breath release happens. All the kavarga, whole kavarga comes from one place in your throat. When you say the kavarga, if you touch the throat, you can also see how sound is coming almost from the same place. But the thing is, the breath release is different, and so the sounds are different. And ka is alpa pran and kha is mahapran. Then ga is alpa pran and gha is mahapran. So the sound different comes. And then we have nga, that is the last of the kavarga, that is giving air through the nasal cavity. Till now the nasal cavity was not active. So here the last letter of each varga there, that gives the nasal cavity activated, that makes it activated. And then we have anunasika also, where the nasal cavity and the mouth both give out air. So this system, when we see, that is such a inbuilt amazing system of pranayam which takes place through just recitation of the alphabets and the Sanskrit language. When we recite some particular mantras and particular verses, they are in some chandas, some meter, particular tone and meter in which we need to recite them. In the Sanskrit language we have it. So when one particularly recites in that, he automatically gets the benefit of pranayam. That is scientifically made like that, to receive the benefit of pranayam also by reciting. That is just a side benefit of the language. So there are two things when I say this. Firstly, one needs to pronounce it very correctly. The pronunciation of all the sounds, all the aksharas and all the other things in the sentence, everything needs to be done very precisely and very correctly. Then one receives the maximum benefit. And secondly, one needs to be conscious of speaking. It is one thing to speak and one thing to consciously speak. So it gives you consciousness in speaking and later in life also. That is one more benefit of the language itself. So two things are correctly speaking and consciously speaking. And if one does these two things, then merely just by reciting the Sanskrit language, just by speaking the Sanskrit language, one gets the benefit of pranayam also. That is such a thing. And this is one of the most scientific thing in the world as a language which it has.